All right, guys. Final morning here at the World Championships. I'm a little depressed that this is it, but I'm also excited to get to go home too. It's been a long time, so we got practice. Gonna scrub some tires in real quick, and then see how my car feels. And the track's gonna be green, so I'm not gonna worry about too much. And then one more qualifier. Last chance to improve, get out of the H main and back into at least the G, and kind of where I was in four-wheel drive, so I try to help. So yeah, and then we got for main events. Cannot wait to see who's going to be crowned the world champion. It's going to be awesome. All right, let's go.
Second left on the block car number 7 now, showing out in front, car number 5, about a half second back. Car 6 in third, your top 3 cars separate by a half a second right now.
Garo's coming for him. There they are. It's going to come down to this. Davide. No, Broc Champlin. Oh my goodness. Broc Champlin from nowhere. TQ's the final round. Holy crap. So we're actually going to follow, they're going backwards now. So they started with 14, they're going down. We're actually going to follow race 13 and probably race 12 too, because the track might just get a little faster as these guys get going, and we could see the TQ come from any of these next couple heats as well. So we're going to follow and see what happens. And yeah, this ain't over yet either. It's going to get a little crazy.
10, 8, 5, 7, 6.
Yeah, Orlowski's in this heat, Mayfield, Cavallari, Davey Bada. I mean, these are fast dudes. There goes Davey Bada. Chases. Tom Rinderneck to course. Right now, Tom ahead of the TQ. Cato. They're flirting with it. Oh, shit. There's Cato's. Now they're behind it.
130 down, 330 still left to go. Car number 6 set the pace right now. 19.5, last time by.
Broc, you got one.
Yeah.
So, what did you think this morning? You guys got on the track early, like four-wheel drive. Was it different from that? Was the track better this time, or?
Oh yeah, it was definitely better. I mean, I believe in four-wheel drive, the guy that came out of the A sort in Heat 14 ended up like 13th in the round or something.
Yeah.
So, the TQ this morning, obviously the track, they broke it in just right. So
perfect.
Yeah.
how long have you been driving for Schumacher now?
This is, let's see, it's 2021, 2, 3, 3 years. This is my 3rd year with him.
You've been doing really well on the 10 scale stuff. I've noticed. I mean, since I heard your name, basically, but especially the last couple of years, it seems like you're either at the top or you're always like in the top 3. You're getting those podiums and stuff. Does it give you an extra little snippet of pride to kind of sneak in there and interrupt that TOR versus associated thing that's been in the U.S. for so long, and now here you are with the Schumacher?
I mean, everyone's pretty cordial for the most part, but I definitely builds confidence within myself to be able to fight with these guys. And obviously we've had some good showings, especially this year.
Yeah.
To the nationals, but to finally snag one here is definitely good, and it's the right time. So with mains coming up, it's a good time to peak.
Nice. And then just another thing on Schumacher, that there's definitely been like a focus towards, I guess you could call it U.S. tracks, hasn't there?
Yeah. We obviously, this weekend, everyone kind of knows now, we have the prototype LD3, which has been awesome. We've ran it for a little while, just working on some stuff more and more, but it's definitely improving, and the cars are coming around to the U.S. tracks. When I first joined the team, they weren't 100% there, but now I feel like we have a fighting chance most places we go.
Yeah. Cool, dude. Well, that was really good to see.
Yeah.
And I know you were like biting your nails for those next 2 heats, though. It was close. They were close, but they sort of just dropped off, and there you were.
Yep, we were able to snag it. So
that's awesome, dude. Hey, thanks for talking to me.
Yep.
Thanks.
Not bad. Second place. Yeah. Go pro boy.
That's right.
Actually, finished first.
Cool.
Keep on camera. First place. Go, Alex.
Last qualifier's over, and man, I left a couple seconds out there, and had a really good car. I screwed up once on my own. I got kind of caught up in a 5-car pack, and I wrecked, but I landed on my wheels, so I kept going. I was driving a little nervous, a little timid. Kind of showed a little bit. Somehow ended up winning the heat. Somehow ended up 59th for the round. So the craziest thing is that I have a 59, a 59, and now a 59, and they're almost all the identical times. 109, not 109, good lord, 15 at 509s, all 3 of them. So that seems to be my my pace, I guess, right? So I did pick up some points. Right now I'm tied, after 4 rounds, I'm tied for the bottom of the G, or the very top of the H. And it'll come down tiebreaker. I honestly don't remember what the Ifmar tiebreaker is. I guess I got 2 more heats to wait and find out, but that's where I'm at. Basically pretty close to where I was in 4-wheel. And yeah, I left a little bit out there. I don't know. I wish I could have a do-over, but it is what it is. Still had a good score. Pretty much right where I was. My goal is top 50. So having 3 rounds in the top 60 is pretty darn close. Pretty happy with that. So now it's on to the mains, and tension's kind of building up here for the first A1. They're going to have practice at 12:30 for the A main guys, and then the mains start at 1. So I got a little ways before my race is up again. Good time to go find some people to talk to. All right, I am here with my buddy Jeff Parker. He is Ifmar president. How long have you been Ifmar president now? When did Dallas
Since
pass
Dallas
away?
passed away, it's about 4 years.
About 4
Elections
years.
are up this year. It's 4 years since official president, since the federation was moved and reestablished in Belgium, and all of the directors were done. He passed away directly after China in 2017 or 2018 on a trip to England to visit his daughter.
Damn it. It was cool to meet Dallas. You and I went to China in 2016 when I was with Roar as comp director and he as promotion director. And that was my first international trip, so it was pretty cool having Jeff. At first I was going to go by myself, and you were like, let's not have Alex go by himself on his first international trip ever to a country that doesn't speak English.
The most scariest thing I remember about that trip is we got in the car to go from the airport to the hotel, and both of us fell asleep.
Yeah, we did.
And it was like almost a 2-hour drive. They could have taken us anywhere in the world, anywhere in Beijing, China, and we would have never known the difference.
The scariest part for me was the hotel didn't accept my credit card.
Oh, that's right.
Remember that?
Yeah.
So I had emailed the place, like a month beforehand, asking if they took Discover, and it said all Universal credit cards were accepted when I got the email back. So I took our Discover card, go there to get myself paid up for the hotel room, and she like Visa, MasterCard only, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So the first night I blew like half my wad of cash on just being able to stay the night in a hotel because we've been flying for so long. That was rough. That was a rough one.
Then you ended up with roommates.
I ended up with roommates. I had Thomas Tran as my roommate all week because we got a deal worked out with Live RC and everything was fine. I remember I went downstairs and Scotty Ernst was like, "Oh, look what the cat dragged in," and I told him what's happened. He goes, "Alex," he's like, "There's like 40 Americans here, man. Don't worry about it. We got you."
Yep.
And everything turned out fine. So
Absolutely did.
So, there's been changed leadership with Roar, and so you're no longer with Roar.
Yes.
What do you think about Ifmar? What are your plans there with Ifmar? Are you going to run again for president?
When it comes due, yes, I will stand one more time at minimum for Ifmar. There are still some things. COVID sidetracked us for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Still some things that we would like to do, and after establishing the organization. So one more, I will stand again when it comes time.
Are you aware though? Are you aware of all the chatter and stuff? Do you read any of that stuff, or are you one of those guys that just sort of ignores it all?
I do not read what is out there on my own. I am very well aware of all of the things that have been said, all of the situations that have been explained, and that side of it. I have chosen very much so not to enter into it for the greater of the organization of war.
Right.
I can tell you specifically that the majority of it's not true. There has never been my removal from the executive committee was a surprise to me while I was out of the country. My business was requested to turn over RMT. If not, you are going to be voted out because I just plain flat don't like you, type thing. It's fine. I believe it was time for a change. RMT, Roar. I served on the committee for 15 years. And then some. I served as RMT when Ingersoll could not do it anymore.
Right.
It's time to change and pass on. So the way it was done to immediately try to run on somebody else's bad and not on our own credit is a little disappointing to me. And time will tell where that credit is deserved.
Yeah. I think one of the reasons I left as comp director was there was a change made to a race program in 2018 that directly contradicted what we had voted on the XCOM. And then because of that, I was getting lit up. And it really bothered me, and it actually gave me like an actual, like, legit panic attack for the first time in my life. And I kind of reevaluated stuff, and I decided that, well, I need to relieve some stressors, because being a volunteer for Roar sucks. That's basically where I was coming from. But a lot of us want to do it because we want to try to make a difference, or we want to put in our time as it's just being a part of it. It's part of the passion, I guess. You know,
it is. It's a passion for the hobby.
Yeah.
If we drove better, we would be out there in the finals of this.
Yeah, that's true. Tell me about it, right? Yeah. But I think I think every Roar I don't even know what the word is, but when there's new leadership and there's new people, you know, I hope it stays on track, because it can, and I've seen it personally, it can sort of come to a crawl. Like, stuff can just sort of get talked about but not really get done either. You know, it's tough because, again, we're all volunteer. So we all have jobs, and we all have stuff we got to do with our family, and time is precious. So it's one of those things that the people on the outside looking in, I feel, can get very frustrated with. Mm-hmm. But when you're on the inside and you see sometimes how things can get slow, you can kind of agree with the disappointment. But then when we do something cool, we can take some pride in it, I guess.
So,
you know,
let me ask you something, not to change interview.
No, you're fine. Yeah, you're fine.
Do you agree with paid positions for executive members of Roar? You've served on the executive committee.
I think that if Roar can find a way to pay somebody full time to do stuff like like promotions, or maybe almost put like a couple positions into one and make that their job, I think that's a great idea. I don't know how it works with their tax status or anything like that, but that was one of the things that I always thought of, was like, you know, this is gonna be a long interview. I had an idea about how to, like, make regionals come back again, and make qualifying to nationals mean something.
Yes.
But you would have to pay somebody to organize that and to keep track of all that. It would be their job.
And it would be more than a full-time job.
It would be a very busy full-time job. So, I think if they can make it work and they can find the right person, I don't have a real problem with that. You know. So
that may be the direction that it's headed.
Yeah.
That seems to be the rumor, or at least exploring.
Oh, geez, my finger. Jeez.
Yet again. No, I wish Roar the best. I mean, I'm here. The staff that is here for Roar is very, very green. A few have not done a world's race directing ever before.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. There were some communications issues going in that could cause part of it, or have caused part of it. But being told you're race director of a world championship on the driver's stand with the team managers is a little short notice.
Yeah.
So, you know, with no animosity towards Roar, towards the people and the individuals here, I've helped out in everything that I possibly could. And with any race and with any organization, not everyone is happy with the decisions that either the jury, the race director, myself, or the international jury, or team managers, have made. Won't always please everyone. There's always going to be.
I don't think it's ever that way. I remember 2016. I couldn't believe how contentious some of those race director meetings were. It was rough.
So overall,
I think the race.
This
now
race
that we're at the end, I think the
absolutely
race has gone so smooth.
Wonderful. The
Yeah.
organizer has done the best they could. There are things that on a world level that we haven't seen in the United States before that are done here. The passion from the shop, all of the personnel, the amount of staff that he has is just absolutely amazing here. More than enough staff. There has been nothing that has not been able to overcome.
Yeah, no, it's been really good.
Racing has been absolutely wonderful. It's been some of the closest that we've seen. It's good to see within Ward there's a new young group coming up.
Yeah.
For those of you that have been watching, Tater Sontag has come an absolute amazing way.
Yeah.
from some things to a TQ at the Worlds.
Yeah.
Just absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
It's time to hand the torch and move on.
Yep.
Good.
All right, man. A very rare interview with Jeff
I
Parker.
try not to. It's just because it's Alex.
Yeah, with Jeff Parker. So really appreciate your time, and thanks for coming out here, and thanks for answering my questions honestly and thoughtfully. So, all right, thanks.
Take care.
Yep. All right, we're here with Hobbywing's Charlie Swenka.
That's
and,
me.
What are you doing here? What's your purpose for being here this weekend?
I always answer the question the same way. What are you doing here? As little as possible. No.
Right.
We've been doing the Instagram posting, helping the team guys and stuff. There's been a lot of chasing the tune, I guess. So I brought rotors and worked with people on speed control settings a little bit here and there. There was some crazy guy in four-wheel that was going to run 13.5 because he thought that you could just go to the Worlds and run spec motors. It's not allowed. So luckily I had a system for that guy to run, and we got him dialed in pretty good.
Yeah, you helped me out a ton in four-wheel. You helped me out a ton in two-wheel, actually. I was pretty happy about that because my motor that I brought wasn't legal. And I'm like, what do I do? Oh, no.
We reached into the box. What did you run in 2.0? 8.0?
What's that?
What did we end up putting in your car for 2.0? Was it an 8.0 or a 7.5?
7.5. Yeah, 7.5. Yep. And it was good. Plenty of speed, real smooth. Helped me qualify top of the H main.
Sick. I mean, it's an easy win. You get a hardware.
Oh, I don't start saying that.
Easy win.
I hope so.
Use the power of the ponytail. It'll be fine.
Yeah. I don't know. I got to decide whether I'm going to put it in pony or if I'm going to leave it loose like today. You and I go way back. All the way back to Novak days.
There was a Novak race. I think the first time that I got to go to HobbyPlex was when the Novak race was in there.
Yeah, that was one of my ideas when we had the indoor track for the first time. The Novak race had kind of stopped being done at trackside,
right?
Because they went from on-road to off-road.
Correct. Yeah.
And I contacted you and Bob. I was like, hey man, we should do like a Novak race, off-road race. And that first year, I don't think you were there the first year.
Bob went without.
It was cold. And we didn't have lights up yet, so it was kind of dark and kind of what it was. But by the end of it, man, we were painting the track orange and doing all sorts of fun stuff. We did a spec class with the edge, the controllers and the motors and stuff. It was a blast, dude.
It was like the beginning of proving handout racing worked. Everybody could run the same system. I think you even did fixed gear ratio with that one. No?
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
They do that here. That's one of their local clubs. Hobbywing has we call it the handout spec program. It's a 4-pole. Like 17.5 turn speed motor, so a lot less cheating and crap like that because it's way overpowered. So you can pick kind of whatever gear you want to run for your track. So they do that here. It's pretty.
That's pretty cool. Well,
that's Jonas Carruth. Speaking of long time ago, this international racer, man of mystery.
Old days.
I knew Jonas from back in the Novak days.
Yeah, and you pretty much have been with Hobbywing ever since 2016?
Yeah, exactly. Novak announced that they closed, and I think within a few minutes, the first person that called me was Paul Lemieux. Like, if you need some work for a minute, we'd be happy to help you out, which I thought was awesome. He had just started Gravity RC.
Yeah.
And then I think right after I hung up the phone with him, Ron Schur called me, and it's like, don't work for anybody. Hobbywing wants to hire you to do the same thing you did for Novak.
Right.
So, I never really got into the team manager role as much, but we have been able to work with the team and you've got to see Office Space, the guy who talks to the customers, to talk to the engineers. That's kind of what I do. Like I give the engineers, Josh Payne, Australian legend, long time. His electronics.
Talk to the camera, Josh. Everybody wants to hear your Australian accent.
G'day guys, Josh here.
We did this
with the legends.
How many worlds has your electronics been to? 3. This is the 3rd World Championships for his same Hobbywing electronics, speed control and motor.
You can see I've been updating my stuff, but my motor's still got the 2015 China sticker on it.
Oh my gosh.
He takes his racing very seriously.
But that's, speaking of Hobbywing quality, you don't have to spend much money once you buy it once. You buy it forever.
Yeah. Unless you plug well. Never mind. All right. Well, I think that's good. What's your YouTube channel you do?
It's called Hobbywing Official. We do a new episode every Tuesday, and we also have a podcast called RC Stuff. You can find it on your favorite podcast service. We do a free giveaway each and every episode, the 1st and 3rd Friday of the month.
I should start doing that.
You should enter to win.
Yeah.
I picked the winners randomly.
Oh, randomly? Nice. All right, man. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Well, I did better. That 59, 59, and a 59. And, but unfortunately, some guys also did better, and I'm still in the H. So I'm second qualifier in the H main. I qualified 69th in four-wheel drive. I'm qualified 71st here in two-wheel drive. I am in the lower main than where I was, but I do start at the top. So starting position's good. Just got to have a good start. Don't get my clock cleaned by anybody, and don't hit the guy in front of me, and everything should work out just fine. But yeah, qualifying's over. Like I said, I improved my time, improved my score. Got to think back to that last qualifier yesterday. I was on a really good run. My pace that I was on would have put me somewhere in the 40s for the round, and got caught up with that car that cased the tabletop and took me with them and cost me 3 seconds. So that's how close it can be from being 40 something for the round all the way to 60 something for the round is 3 seconds. And wish I could have that race back and put my car in a different spot and keep going, but oh well. That's racing, and when you're on my level, you know, you're trying to get in that mid pack. I'm still technically in the top half, so hopefully I can stay there, and we'll see what happens. Main's up.